briefly give a breakdown of my role at AMT is always a difficult one, because one thing about working at a company like AMT, quite a small company, of only around 15 staff, is that you end up with a lot of different jobs, wearing, as the founder would say, a lot of different hats. So I'm mostly involved with sort of chemical engineering design for a couple of projects that we've got going on at the moment. But I've also, in my time here, been involved with R&D, a little bit of sales and marketing. I've not been able to do this during COVID, but I used to do installations for systems sold out to institutes in Europe, which has seen me traveling around Europe and at one point beyond. Hopefully we'll be able to get back into that in the coming year, but
yeah, sounds like you've done a bit of everything, really.
A little bit of everything, yeah, a little bit of everything.
Fantastic. And before you joined AMT, what's your kind of background?
So I joined AMT straight after finishing university. I studied a master's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Leeds. During my master's year, I was working under Professor Franz Muller of the IPRD. We were working on a project related to a spinning Taylor Couette contactor for use for countercurrent multiphase extraction, which itself is a piece of flow equipment. So I'd already dabbled a little bit in the world of flow before I joined AMT. Franz knew one of our founders, Robert Ash, knew that I was looking for work in this area, so he put me in touch, sent my details across. I came over for an interview. It was actually the week running up to the submission of my thesis, so
busy.
A little bit busy, but I came over for an interview. Got an email the following week to say, when can you start? So as I sort of alluded to earlier, really the best thing about working at AMT is the variety of work that you're involved with, and the variety of different perspectives that you get to see naturally as working with such a small team. On a daily basis, I'm working very closely with project managers, mechanical engineers, chemists, directors. I get to see every possible perspective from every angle of the business, and because of that, I've got a much better idea of how the whole machine is working than I think I would have at a larger company. AMT's come a huge way in the time that I've been here. When I joined, I was the only chemical engineer who wasn't a director. We were mostly focused in R&D of the existing CoFlow range. The RTR was a very early prototype back then, so there was a lot of R&D work focused on the ACR and the ATR. We were working a lot of grant funding for a lot of projects funded, especially by the European Union. That's something I was quite closely involved with during the early days. Since then, we've really moved from a grant-funded R&D focused company into a manufacturing company, really able to stand on its own two legs. And because of that, we've been able to get involved in huge projects. The project that I'm mostly involved with at the moment is a multi-million pound project concerning the complete design and implementation of a flow process system using several ATRs. Well, if we carry on the trajectory that I've sort of just laid out, then I think we're going to be in a very good position in the coming years. Really, we're definitely making inroads into making the case that dynamically agitated flow technology is a workable, viable alternative to existing batch technology, all the way up to production scale, no matter what your chemistry, no matter how difficult your process. Well, I think the fun is a bit debatable here, but I will not get on a plane unless you absolutely make me. I'm a bit like Mr. T in that regard. Not for the same reason though. I don't mind flying. I'm perfectly happy to fly. It's just that being in airports and the actual experience of taking a commercial flight is so immiserating, in my opinion, that I will not do it. If I need to travel somewhere, I will find an alternative.